Hi truck owners. If you own a truck and you haul anything heavy or tow anything heavy, then you need to be aware of some common problems found in transmissions that can easily cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. This problem affects tens of thousands of transmissions across Canada and US, and with our product PLUG&PLAY, we could easily reduce the chance of this problem happening to you. So come on inside and let me explain to you the parts that fail and why they fail. Okay, we're back inside here, and you can see on the bench here we got a couple different parts. I'm certain many people don't know what these parts are, but I'll try to explain. All of these parts here, these are all the same pieces. These things here, that's what that looks like. This is a reverse shell out of a Chevy and GMC trucks. This is over a couple months, so roughly 2 months. We got roughly 9 of these things. So this is a pretty common problem, and the biggest problem it is this little hub. Not much to it, pretty tiny actually. This thing will break off, and there's no warning to this happening. Now, this is such a huge problem. This company has even made an aftermarket shell. It's this one, and it is to replace the original ones in the trucks. And what they have done, I mean, you can see here where this here is cut out pretty like a 90 degree in here, and that always cracks right along the bottom. So what this one has done, this company, they've machined this here to increase the metal that is around the base of this hub. But what this, even these things here, like this is a great idea, but even these, you can see here, there's a crack right down there, comes right around. See, the crack is right there in the light. So this is what we use when we overhaul a transmission, but these things still can break, and they break from stress. I mean, when you're moving a boat trailer, camper trailer, dump trailer, anything heavy, the added stress placed on this part is huge. But people don't see that. You don't feel the stress placed on these parts. I mean, you simply push heavier on the pedal. That's what we do. So when it comes to these bands, the way a band works, I mean, when it's in the truck here, I mean, if you want to go in reverse, it applies this band, and it does that by squeezing these ears together. That prevents this drum from turning. The added stress placed on this thing here will sometimes break these ears off. Here's an example. See this? I mean, try to hold it right. So this thing here, when this happens, it just breaks that off. That customer just lost reverse. Same thing with this one here. That one there broke off. That just cost that customer between $2,500 and $3,000. It's not cheap. Who would want to do this? I mean, nobody wants to overhaul this and pay for these bills. I mean, that's crazy. Same thing here. This little piece here, it normally sits on there more straight, but what happens when this customer was backing his pontoon boat up, he put it in reverse and he just gave it a little throttle and whoop, they broke that off. That customer just lost reverse, just like that. There's no warning that this happened, and I think his bill was around $2,600. Why not prevent this from happening? When you're in low range, the pressure and the stress placed on these parts, all of these, when you're in low range, the stress placed on all of these is roughly 60% less. So why wouldn't you use low range? Well, you don't use low range because you can't steer with low range. I mean, that's been the way it has been for years. Not until now. Too low. If you tow, you need too low. That's right. We allow you to steer while in low range. This allows you to reduce the stress on this stuff here when you're moving something around. We also allow you to eliminate the binding because we're unlocking the front end. But and yeah, this thing here, it just plugs in. Just plugs in, costs you a couple $100, but it can save you thousands.